Come on, hurry up. I want to just rip this off already.
Go.
No. I gotta keep it until the end.
Satisfying.
It's gonna be satisfying. When
ASMR. ASMR, bro.
Does it look big?
Yeah, it's twice the width of your head.
Oh, no.
And it's about 1.5 times the length of your head.
So if you haven't realized yet what the video is about, this should tell you everything. Xtrons head unit for this. And we also have a steering wheel for the car, which is, I guess, M3 or M Sport, whatever it is. I don't know. It came with the car, came with the trim, with the M trim. I'm a faker. It's not an M.
I think M Sport cars come with it, so it's acceptable.
Okay, so then that's fine. So today we're going to be installing a head unit, steering wheel with paddles, because that steering wheel doesn't have paddles, and the car will be DCT like I said in the previous video, so the paddles are going to stay. And I hate shifting through the middle portion because I'm like pretending that it's a manual car, but it's not. And then we also have new door cards for the car because the car has white door cards, so we're gonna switch them out to black. I still can't find seats for the car, so that's gonna be the next thing. Ta-da! Black, really nice condition door cards, fronts, and then you have the rears. This one doesn't have any clapness here, which is the best thing about this door card, because mine has like hand juice all over it. And
bodily fluids.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. As far as the condition of all these door cards, they're in, I would say, in really good condition. Nothing is like peeling. All the leather or pleather is in good condition. So I think it would be a pretty cool upgrade. Plus, it'll get rid of the ugly white door cards. The rears, however, are not meant for my package as far as my sound system. So it doesn't have
peasant package, bro.
Yeah.
These are door cards from a peasant package, like me.
So it does have the cutout.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to cut it out in order to fit my speakers. So that's the only downside, but it already has the template and everything, so I just have to cut them out. And then I'll just transfer over the rear speakers onto these. But as far as the rears go, they're in also a very good condition.
Does it pass the test?
No blackness. So I think we're in good shape there. So obviously to take off the door card, you gotta have this thing off, which is this, held on by 3, these are like bolts, but they just clip into those clips that we were talking about earlier. Take this off, this ugly cherry wood, old man shit.
You're about to offend people.
I'm sorry, but that thing looks ugly. Take this off, literally just goes like this, and then it snaps in. To take it off, use a screwdriver. Self-explanatory. Take that guy off. If you're gonna reuse it, I would definitely just put it somewhere safe, I guess. And then you have 1, 2, 3 T20 bolts. So those pop off. Make sure not to lose them, because I see in a lot of cars with no hardware.
Yeah.
And then you pull on the door handle and the whole door handle, the door panel comes off with it. So after you do that, I usually take a trim tool or a big screwdriver. In this case, it's kind of a small one. And as you go underneath where you can't see, so if you do scratch it, it's not as visible.
Man, you got some solid clips on there.
Yes, I do. Pop. Pop. Ta-da! And then just gotta remove this guy. Depending on your sound package, you're gonna have speakers. If not, then you don't. This car did come with speakers in the back door, unlike the door cars that I got, which was the poor man's package. Yeah. Pull that off. Then you have the window switch.
Literally, if you don't have the speaker in the back, it's literally one wire and the door handle mechanism, and that's it.
Yeah, and this guy, when you take it off, it literally just pulls out. And when you put it back in, you have to close the door, close the handle, and then just insert. There's no like magic witchery where you gotta go like close the door, open the door.
Literally, that's how I do it.
Yeah. And all my clips are intact, which is like a miracle. I'm gonna cut the door the door speaker. I'm not gonna show you guys that because it's just literally you have to just follow this template and make sure that.
Yeah, you're just transferring this over.
Yeah. So this mounting bracket would have to go on there, which I didn't realize until now.
Yeah.
So I have to somehow take this off.
It's like super glued on there.
Yeah, it is. I might figure something out. I'll show you guys whenever I'm done. All right, so I drilled a hole for the door card, and I attached the thing that came off of, where is it? This door card. So the back end of this looks like this now. And I transferred it over to the new door card, so now we have a speaker, unlike that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this back, and then we'll move on to the next thing, because I did already install the front door. Everything looks good, switches look good, everything works. And the door card itself looks way nicer. And there's no crustiness right here, unlike the one that's right here. So you see all these dirty marks, they don't really come off because it's like etched onto the leather. So let me go ahead and put this back on, and then we'll move on to the steering wheel and the stereo. So there it is, all put back together. We have the silver trim now instead of the wood trim. And I did transfer the old door handle cover from the previous door card, because this one looked actually better than the one that came on the door card. And I did wipe it down, so it kind of looks wet, but it looks really nice. Looks 10 times better than the white leather that's in the middle. However, we still have the white leather seats inside, which I'm looking for a replacement for the back, and I can't find any, so that's why it's still there. But the fronts are pretty easy because I can get them from E90. So now we're gonna take off this ugly steering wheel and put on the M Sport, or whatever it is that actually came with the car. It was free, so why not just put it on. It does have paddle shifters, so since the car is auto, I guess that will help it out with actually having paddle shifters and not going to reach down here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna wire the paddle shifters in just yet, but I will install the harness just so we have it for future. To take this steering wheel off, it's pretty simple. There's some holes that I need to find. So there's a hole right here. You kind of have to like find the spot where to press on, and then when you do find it, it just kind of pops out. Okay, so 10,000 years later, I finally got her off. And all because of these stupid ass connectors. So there's like a, can't really explain it, but there's a certain angle that you have to go in and use the screwdriver to like push the clips in, and that's how it releases the steering wheel. At least for non-sport steering wheels. So obviously you want to disconnect your battery to do this, and you just unplug this airbag connector, and that's it. So this comes off. Then we just come in here with the 16 mil, take off the center nut. Ta-da! Once you take off the center nut, you just have to unplug this little guy, that thing, from the centerpiece, and then voila, the steering wheel is off. So I already have the buttons on my steering wheel. The only thing I have to do is, I think I have to transfer this harness, but I'll see what I have to do. So let me go get the other steering wheel. As far as the new steering wheel goes, has its own trim piece thingy right here. So that goes over that. And then there's 3 bolts that hold this. So let me put that on. And the unknown is this extra harness. So I have this harness that came with the car. It's supposed to be for the conversion for paddle shifters, but it doesn't look like it plugs into anything, so I kind of have to do some research on this. Once I figure that out, I'll probably just take out the airbag and just hook it up and go from there. But for now, we'll just install the steering wheel with the airbag, and then the harness this goes to the paddle shifters is just gonna be in there for now until I figure out what I need to do. So the process of installing it, same as before. Put the 16 or slide the steering wheel into the slot because it doesn't have a slot. Put the 16 mil in, plug in your airbag. So once you do that, you simply just, well, I should say not simply, remove the wires out of the way so they don't get clipped in. And then once you do that, you can just press it in. Ta-da! So now we have a M Sport steering wheel, and everything should work the same as factory. So it's on. Everything looks OEM, and I get the paddle shifters that don't work, obviously, still, but all the functions and everything should work. So we have light. Okay, so that works. So it looks like the buttons work, everything works. Looks way better than the OEM one, or the one that was on it. Obviously this is OEM, but not OEM to this car. but it looks way nicer, feels a lot better, and it's definitely a nice upgrade. Okay, so since the steering wheel is done now, we can go ahead and start on the head unit. So the first thing you want to do is remove the trim on the AC control. So simply just prise off. Make sure you don't crack it. So, and then there's two plugs in the back. Those come off. One, two. So two T20 Torx, and then two whatever screws. I forgot what it's called. Phillips, yeah, Phillips screws. So I need to take off the two Phillips screws underneath, and I think the radio will come out. Don't judge me, guys. This is the first time I'm actually doing this on a non-iDrive car. Yep, so there's just two screws that are holding the radio. And also, don't mind the brightness. I do have to brighten up the exposure because you can't see any details if I leave it at normal. So once you pull this off, there is a bunch of wires in the back, and all of these wires would need to get disconnected. I guess we'll try to fit the new head unit on. And there's also a new bezel that goes over this AC controls because it is like too big. Once you remove that trim, Xtrons actually provides you with a new trim piece, and let's see, does it fit? Okay. So that's how it goes over with the new bezel on there. Then you get a pasta of a bunch of wires. Okay, so I had to remove this whole entire thing. And now this bracket should fit in there. So I shaved off the sides right here and here, and let's see if it fits better, because it does look like shit when it doesn't fit right, and I don't want it to look like shit. Let's try to tighten it. So this is what it looks like right now. It's not in its final position, don't think, because this looks pretty weird, because it like sticks out on each side and it's not flush. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. The screen itself, it's good. There's not really a gap or anything weird, but the AC control is definitely gonna need some work. So I think I'm gonna trim it down a little bit more behind so I can get it flush, but otherwise it looks pretty good. I like the screen. Ta-da! Satisfaction. Let's see if it works. Alright, so turned the head unit on, didn't have any sound, so I started plugging a bunch of things in and figured out that this harness has to be plugged in, which is the biggest harness. That's like, I guess, auxiliary harness. So there's a wire that says amp con. I don't know what that means, connection, I guess. And then there's an amp con on the main harness, like this big thing. So those two wires need to be connected. Besides that, I did put this harness on as well. Let's see, which goes to your CAN bus thingy. So now we have sound, we have everything. Seems to work fine. All of these wires are, I don't know, something. And then there's some other wires that are disconnected, which I don't really need because all this stuff goes to like camera, subwoofer, additional, I don't know, additional speakers and things like that. So we don't need any of that, so we're just gonna disregard. There you go, it's all put back together. The gaps between the top and the sides are perfect. The only thing I don't like I said previously, was the AC control, because it does look awkward in there. But I will fix that, but not today, because it is kind of late already. But I will get something to fix this where it sits flush with the dash at least, and then it like doesn't stick out as much. Well, let me show you guys what this thing looks like. So we turned the car on. I already paired my phone. I can tell one thing, speakers do sound way better with this because you can adjust the equalizer a little bit more, and also the system is overall more bassy. Obviously this has a DSP chip, so it makes everything sound a little bit better. You go here, there's a bunch of different options. You have your, network, car information, infotainment, blah blah blah. You have a bunch of different options to adjust Bluetooth, volume, display. I'm sure you can change the display settings as well. I haven't really messed with anything. Then let's see, recent apps. So you have apps over here, and looks like it can also tell you the speed and everything else, but looks pretty cool. Let me mess around with these settings and I'll see what I can do. For those that are wondering, you can use MHD on this, and you have all the options. I wouldn't recommend flashing the car with this, but you can go to monitoring, data logging. Obviously it's not going to connect because I don't have a MHD adapter, but if I did, you'll see all your parameters on here. Everything is there, and I guess you can see live data and also run codes. So that's another cool feature, and you have the app right there. But we got the door handle, door cards on. We got the head unit on. We got a new steering wheel, another door card. So I'll see you guys in like 2 seconds. Alright, so it is the next day. Yesterday kind of got late, so I didn't really finish the install. So today I just buttoned up everything. Can't really see it right now because of the glare, but the AC controls, I still have to fix those. Let me brighten this up a little bit. There you go. So the AC controls, I still have to fix this area because it is bugging me a little bit and it is sticking out just a tad bit. But overall, the unit itself is pretty good. Like I said, you have a bunch of different options. You can data log your MHD if you wanted to. I haven't done it because I don't have the adapter, because I'm getting the new adapter, which I'll show you guys in my one of the newest videos that are going to come out soon. But yeah, overall the steering wheel looks very nice, feels really good as well. I drove the car yesterday and it feels 10 times better, even though it's just a steering wheel and it's more of a aesthetics than anything. But grip wise and everything, it just looks and feels better. Door cards, a lot nicer. This portion specifically, because I put my hand here, it doesn't feel like there's old, bad, dirty leather now. Same thing with that side, and then also the back. The back, I still have to finish one of the door cards on the passenger side, but overall, very good. This guy is definitely worth it. I would say 10 out of 10, except that little thing, but that's OEM obviously. Otherwise, totally worth it. Makes your sound system sound 10 times better, and you have a big touchscreen that you can do a lot of stuff with. So, cheers.